After seeing those flagships obsessed with cameras, I honestly felt that smartphones were just whatever. But unexpectedly, the $350 contenders are actually packing even heavier specs, which is just a plain way of saying they are great value. So I brought in the OnePlus Ace 6T and the Redmi K90s. How do you choose between them? The appearance of both phones has very high recognizability this year. In terms of looks, they both belong to the upper mid-tier level. The Ace 6T extends OnePlus's overall design language. It has a large area solid color frosted glass textured back cover. The lens deco on the top left corresponds with the edge R angles. Concise, it holds up to scrutiny. As for the K90, it adopted a brand new design this year. The lens deco takes up an exaggerated 1/4 of the back. At first glance, it's a bit weird, but that's because the K90 Pro Max has a dedicated subwoofer and has prominent Sound by Bose branding, but the K90 doesn't. So this spot is left with just an awkward Boss logo. However, since the logo is there must be something to it. We'll see later. Regarding the back design, which one do the ladies and gentlemen prefer? ColorOS 16 and HyperOS 3. First look at the radical ColorOS 16. Oppo has really played AI to the max, completely integrated AI into the system. In this aspect, beating Apple Intelligence is not a problem. I use a few functions quite a lot. AI Assistant. On the Ace 6T, the left side button gives one-touch direct access. Although they aren't the first manufacturer to invent an operation button, putting AI Assistant here is obviously much more useful than switching silence. Usage rates have increased massively. It has two types of usage. Passive memory, tap it on any interface and it will identify the content of the current screen. Concert tickets, movie tickets, it can identify the amounts and use them for bookkeeping. Times, schedule reminders, locations, facilitate follow-up navigation, all of this just from a tap. It's all done automatically. Active memory, long press the operation button and the flash capsule starts working. On the K90 side here, although it has it, it's honestly too conservative. Copy text, jump links, at most add a translation. I really can't tell where the transporting is. On the OnePlus side, drag images, text, messages, long press, and drag to the bottom. This is a feature where Chinese brands are undeniably strong, to the point of having no rivals. OnePlus and Redmi happen to be two different lines of thought. On the OnePlus side, if there are many things running in the island, click it and it displays everything. And the things that can go in the island are quite ridiculous. Even the revival countdown in honor of Kings works. Redmi is a bit more grounded. If you pour a bit more into the island, it switches back and forth. These animations are made quite smoothly. Some islands can even be pulled down directly to become a small window. For example, change a countdown timer, swipe, and it goes back up to the island. Summarizing it all, OnePlus wins. From the lens configuration, you can see the trade-offs of the two phones. The Redmi K90 is equipped with a main camera, ultra-wide, and full coverage. There are 50 million pixel modes for photos and 8K options for video. The Ace 6T is relatively conservative, only an ultra-wide and a main camera. Cropping into 3x zoom looks reasonable, but aside from parameters, let's look at how they shoot. The difference between having it and not having it is quite obvious. Let's look at outdoor daylight samples. The K90 is generally warmer overall. The Ace 6T is closer to the colors seen by the human eye, and OnePlus has a very tricky feature. Viewing photos triggers Pro XDR, so if you put the two phones together to view them, the OnePlus is really eye-catching, but once you transfer them out, it returns to its original form. Now look at indoor samples. Under sufficient light, the Ace 6T appears a bit dirty. The K90 also wants to apply sharpening again. Zooming in to look closely at the text, the Ace 6T is just wildly guessing, while the K90 has a distinct oily painting texture, but the text is recognizable. Indoor low light, both phones handle highlight suppression quite well. They can calculate the overexposed parts back to normal, but in terms of details, the K90 is winning strongly. Outdoor areas, the difference during the day isn't huge, so I tested their filters. The Ace 6T has CC, NC, NH, and 800T, 4 types. The K90 only has positive film and negative film, 2 types. I put a set of Fuji X-T5 NC filter comparisons here. Arriving at night, I covered up the watermarks on this set. You can guess which is which. The two brothers are really hard to distinguish. This round, the K90 wins by a narrow margin. However, since the logo is there must be something to it. We'll see later. The bass on the OnePlus Ace 6T is obviously fuller. The Redmi K90, the treble is harsh. For the mobile chip, OnePlus launched the Snapdragon 8 Gen 5 mobile platform. K90 is the Snapdragon 8 Elite. Screen-wise, OnePlus is 1.5K plus 165Hz. It's like playing an FPS game in PUBG Mobile. With the 120Hz frame rate versus the 165Hz frame rate difference, we see the screen fluidity clearly. We also ran a 25-minute triangle run action. You can see the OnePlus Ace 6T's average frame rate is 159.5 FPS. Wait, isn't it 165 Hz? Oh, it's because I revived several times, which dragged down the average frame rate. Once entering combat, the frame rate locks to 165. The Redmi K90 averaged 112.5. The game limit is 120 Hz. This contrast is tragic. The Ace 6T supports bypass charging. Playing while charging keeps it cool. Redmi has 7100 mAh versus OnePlus's 8300 mAh. A single game later, their battery performance looks like this. So summarizing this round, I give it to OnePlus. I have to say, when talking about Chinese brands now, you can't avoid Apple. Forced compatibility, everyone has it. First, let's look at Redmi. Install the Xiaomi interconnectivity services on the iPhone. Bind it, file transfer, cloud albums, lookup devices, two-way synchronization. On the OnePlus side, the interconnectivity is frankly too abstract. Install Oppo Connect on the iPhone. Touch to transfer files, various sharing functions are basic. The unbasic thing is the Apple Watch. It knows the biggest pain point of dual-wielding phones is the watch. I can carry two phones, but I can't wear two watches. The Apple Watch can receive calls, messages, and notifications from the iPhone and the Ace 6T. It's a complete centralization. In terms of interconnectivity, Oppo is way too far ahead. Actually, during the process of using both phones, there are some small details I really liked. For example, both are ultrasonic fingerprints. For this price range of phones, everyone actually has very clear needs, whether you want it large and comprehensive, or just for playing games, or perhaps as an iPhone backup. The OnePlus Ace 6T and Redmi K90 are both phones with very distinct styles. I also compared them based on my own preferences, but you have to try it yourself. If your needs happen to match some strength of theirs, the score doesn't matter. Okay, that's all for the content of this video. If you think this video was not bad, please give me a like. If you can, hit subscribe as well. See you next time. Bye-bye.